guys, welcome back for another video. My name is Paige and today I am going to show you cats. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to show you how to organize, or how I've organized my TBR in January and February. So let's get started. Alright, so if you don't know about my January and February TBRs, I conquered, I think it was like 19 in January and 25 in February altogether. Books. Like, not, where's a little book? Not, you know, like this size books. But most of them were like, you know, good size books. And I got asked a lot about how I did it. It's actually really simple. So, you know, this is not going to be a long instructional video. Yay. That's what I was worried about. But all you really need to do is plan ahead. So you need to figure out first how many books that you are wanting to read that month. Or in my case, a lot of months, how many review books you are behind and need to read to get caught up for next month, plus all the readathons that you do and all the read-alongs and etc, etc, etc. So that's why I had such massive TBRs in January and February. I had gotten behind in review books. You know, what else is new with me? I am perpetually behind. I am always on backlog. I think out of the 15 months that I've done book reviewing and Instagram stuff like that, I have only not been behind. Wow, that was a really bad sentence. I have only been caught up for probably like 2 weeks, and then that was that was in February actually of this year. So I got caught up for 2 weeks, and I was so happy with myself. I'm like, yay, I am doing good. And then I had 5 authors all in like one day email me. It was insane. So now we're here again. I am probably about 30 books behind. This is about my normal. So anyway, so you need to figure out what your TBR looks like first of all. And then you're going to sit down and you're going to plan it out. Basically, I really didn't have a system for these. I just kind of picked books at random. Some books I put like ahead of them at the first of the month if I had to get them done by the end of the month or whatever. But most of them were you know, left up to me as to when I could finish them. So I just basically threw books in wherever. And I predetermined how many days I wanted to spend on that book, and then how many days how many pages based on that I could read. So basically, you know, if you want to spend a week on, let's say Zenith, because it's right here. Let's spend a week on Zenith. It is, I have a kitten that's running around, sorry if I look weird. Alright, so you pick up Zenith. Grudgingly, you pick up Zenith. You decide you want to spend 5 days on it, and it is 534 pages. So you would divide that, so that would be about 107 pages a day. It's just not bad. That's probably like between an hour to 2 hours, maybe 3, depending on your reading speed of reading time. But then you might also have other books. Like you can see on this list, I have usually 4 or 5 on the same day. They're all ranging in lengths of 40 pages, 60 pages, 50 pages, 25%. That's for the ebooks. So you really need to decide, am I going to have time to devote 107 pages a day to Zenith? And if that's not true, if that's not it, you know, whatever, you might want to reconsider and go to, like, let's say 10. So 10 days would give you 53 pages, about 53, 54 pages a day. Then that's more doable. That's usually between 30 minutes to about hour and a half, something like that. And then if you can't do that, then you extend it out further. It's really kind of simple. It just, I make it look complicated because that's what I'm really good at, is making stuff look really complicated. But yeah, basically you just go and you decide on your own how many days you want to spend on a book, how many pages that means you need to read a day, and then plot out the rest of the books. If you know that there's going to be a busy day in your schedule, plan for no books read that day, or like 1 or 2. Make sure that you plan out how do I say this? Make sure that you know what the next month is going to look like for you. So that way you can plan accordingly, because you do not want to get into March like I did and be overwhelmed, because then you stop talking to friends and you stop doing booktube and everything just starts spiraling out of control until you're in April with a slate reading slip of like 4 books read. That's me. So yeah, definitely don't cause yourself to be in a book slump. Choose books at your own speed. If you do get behind, try to plan out some days like Saturday, Sunday that are kind of freeform, where you can have those, if those days are normally your off days for you, or whatever days might be your off days, have them kind of open so that way you can catch up on the reading that you've gotten behind in. Unlike me, which I didn't do. So I'm just telling you, that's a pro tip for me. Make sure you plan in a couple of days where you can catch up solely on reading, because you are most likely going to get behind if you do what I did for January, February. If you succeed, and I mean it's really easy. Once you get into the rhythm of it, you read 19 pages here, you read 50 pages here, you read 100 pages there. I probably spent like 4 hours a night reading. It wasn't that bad. So if you can plan it out and everything, then you can have really successful TBR months like I did, where I conquered 19 and 25 books that month. Or, you know, sometimes you have March, where I think even though March was kind of a failure, I did manage to finish like 13. It wasn't that bad. April's been pretty bad. It's been a slump, but I've not planned to do this little crazy TBR thing that I've done. But yeah, all it is planning, it's organizing, and you can do it. It's super simple. Hopefully I've explained it. It's not that complicated of a procedure. I make it sound like surgery. It's not that complicated, but if you have questions, leave them down below, and I will see you later. Bye!